Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to talk about why I quit my job. Towards the end of last year, I was tossing up whether or not to quit my job because I was in this awesome play and I was having so much fun, and there are a few reasons which I'm about to detail in this video that led me to actually quitting my job. The number one reason for me leaving my job was because I want to be an actress. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I love acting. It's indescribable. It's just such an amazing feeling that it's one of those things that when I'm doing it, I have to remind myself constantly that, oh yeah, I've got a life outside of this. Like, oh, I've got to feed my dog soon, or tomorrow I've got to get home and do that editing job or something. It's its own world. It feels like the whole world falls away, and it's not that nothing else matters, but there is nothing else to matter, if that makes sense. Because that's my main goal in life, is to be a professional paid actress. I really had to make the decision of, I'm 27, what do I want to do in my life? Do I want to keep being a salary employee, doing video edits for clients that I never even talk to? Or do I want to quit it all, start from scratch and really pursue acting? Because, like I said, I'm 27, why not now? My number one point, acting is what I want to do. And because it's what I want to do, there were times in my last job where I was given opportunities to do that. And even though in the interview stage they said that, yeah, that would be fine, we'll account for that and we'll make sure that we can accommodate your acting. There were times when, I might get sick and then I might want to do an acting thing, and because I'd just been sick, they saw that as my time off instead of taking time off to do the acting thing, even though I said that I'd work weekends to make it up. There were times when those things happened, and the last straw was when they said, no, you can't do this acting thing, and I said, well, I have to do it. So that was the last straw in a long list of things that made me want to quit my last job. But if I hadn't have taken that acting job, then perhaps my agent might not have put me forward for other acting jobs. And I don't want to be known as the person that's going to pass up acting jobs. If I do that, why would they put me forward for another one? That's reason number one, because I can't imagine doing anything else with my life other than acting, and I feel like my salary jobs were holding me back from being able to fully pursue that. Reason number two, didn't really like my job, to be honest. I know that that's a really common thing. A lot of people don't like their jobs, and a lot of people don't have the luxury of being able to quit their job just because they don't like it. But it was starting to get to a stage where I dreaded going into work every day, and I've dreaded going into work in other jobs as well. It's not just this job, but because this job was supposed to be my next step in that salary editing career, it didn't feel like it was. And the places that I'd worked up until quitting my job were quite volatile. I was never sure whether or not I was going to be loved one day or hated that day. So the whole mood of my job was very up and down. I felt like my job was a little bit of a roller coaster. It's hard going into a place where you're not sure what you're going to get. It's like if you lived in the movie Nightmare Before Christmas and the town mayor of Halloween Town, and his head just spins around, and one day he's happy and one day he's not, or 1 hour he's happy and then the next minute he's not. It's a hard environment to work in, and you just sometimes have to suck it up. But I just got to the point where I thought life's too short and I don't want to grow to hate my job, especially because it's something that I really enjoy doing, video editing, animation, and I've seen people in my life that really enjoy what they do, but because they're in the wrong job, it destroys their joy, and I don't want that. It's a very creative field and I really enjoy doing it, but I didn't enjoy where I was. So that leads me on to reason number three, which is health. It was starting to affect my health, not so much in the obvious ways, but I was starting to get a lot more headaches, and I find that when I'm in a bad environment, I will get a lot more headaches and then they turn into migraines, and if anyone's ever had them, they're just awful. So I didn't want to get into that migraine environment because I could feel like it was going that way. And also I've had a few health issues in the past that if I don't look after my health could accelerate in the future. So I don't want a job to be the reason why I might put my health in jeopardy in the future or in the present. I was losing sleep over this job because there were so many deadlines, and video is a very fast-paced industry, even though it's not quite as fast as, say, radio. You have more time to work on things, but everyone wants things now because they don't realize how long video or animation takes. I found that because I was kind of the first employee that they'd had in a while that can do certain things, that they were making commitments to deadlines that they couldn't necessarily meet, and I was doing a lot of overtime and things like that, and it was starting to affect my health. I wasn't able to exercise as much. I wasn't able to do that because I was sleeping in to compensate for getting home late, things like that. I wasn't eating as well as I usually do. I wasn't sleeping as well as I usually do. It all adds up. If you're not healthy where you are, something needs to change. And I was trying to compensate by missing out on sleep, getting up early and exercising, or missing out on exercise and sleeping, or trying to find healthier options when I didn't have time to make lunch for the next day. I was spreading myself too thinly and it was showing in my health, and health is so important. Quitting my job was great. Since quitting my job, I've been sleeping more, I've been exercising a lot more. I work from home now. I can prepare healthy salads for lunch and healthy dinners, whereas that wasn't always an option when working a salary job, which everyone knows. Usually we make up a big dinner and then we'll have leftovers for lunch, but that wasn't always the case. Reason number 4 is, if not now, when? Because quitting my job was something that I was thinking about for a long time. Even before I got this job, I was contemplating quitting my last job, but I was always nervous about income and career and things like that. But because in this new job that I had, so many things were adding up, and I was finally getting to a stage that I was confident enough in my skills that I thought, I can do this freelance and I'll be fine. I have enough contacts, my skills are at a point where they can support the ideas that I'm coming up with, that it just seemed like it was all going to be okay. Of course, the day after I quit, I woke up with that thing in your stomach where you're just like, oh my god, what did I just do? But then as soon as I realized that that was there because I just quit my job, I laughed because I thought my life is going to be so much better. And it is. I'm actually going to make another video, life after quitting my job, because that's a whole nother video in itself, just how amazing it has been and how I'm finally getting to complete the things that I've always wanted to do in life. So if not now, when? I'm 27, I have a long-term partner, I'm not married, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have kids. All I have to do is support myself and my partner, really. We support each other and our dog. We have a dog. He's gorgeous. But because I don't have any of those responsibilities that I need to pay a school fee every few months, or mortgage repayments where if I don't make the payments that they're going to take the house from under me or anything like that. I'm very lucky with my living situation, my health at the moment. Even though there are health issues that everyone goes through, I am so thankful for the body that I'm in, for the health state that I'm in. I can walk, I can talk, I can see, I can hear, I have all of my senses, and I think those things people take for granted. There's a lot of first world problems where just the fact that we are able to walk, talk, think, feel, see, hear things is an incredible gift, and we should all feel very lucky that we can do that and not take it for granted. But because my life is in that kind of state at the moment, it really feels like the time that if I don't do it now, am I going to get down the track in 10 years time and regret that I didn't do it? Because then I do have a family and a mortgage and all those wonderful things that I do want, but will I regret not doing this now and think, well, I've missed my chance? So if not now, when? And number 5 is I don't want to have a backup plan. This is kind of layered. My backup plan used to be my salary video editing job, and because I had that salary job for so long, it felt like it was becoming plan A. I've seen so many videos of successful people that they've just said, there was no other option. There was no plan B. It was either I do that or there was no or. And I feel exactly the same way. But because it's been drummed into me my whole life to be financially stable, to have a job, don't leave your job unless you've got another job, which they are great life lessons and definitely things that people should live by. I feel because acting is such a world of its own, it doesn't necessarily apply to that. It would be great if I could go from acting job to acting job and get paid, and I'm not going to leave this acting job until I get this acting job. But the entertainment industry is so different in the way that it's structured that it's not like that. You might work on something for 3 months and then you might be unemployed for 6 months. You just don't know, and you've got to keep those contacts and you've got to do such good work and treat everyone with respect, which you should do anyway. I don't know why people always put that as a point, like make sure you treat everyone well because you don't know where they're going to be. Treat everyone with respect anyway. I've always been brought up with the whole treat people how you want to be treated, and that's why it blows my mind when there's prejudices and things like that out in the world. Anyway, going off on all kinds of tangents, if I don't have a backup plan, then that means that I don't have any excuses. My kind of backup plan, if you can call it that, is the freelancing work. So freelancing as a video editor and animator, and if you need anything, please let me know in the comments below and get in contact with me and I can sort something out. Doing that as a backup plan, I can dictate my own hours, I can organize my work around acting, I don't have to work every day because the pay is different. I can quote what I want and I can organize my work so that I only have to do a certain amount of work to get a certain amount of money. So I don't see that as having a backup plan or plan B necessarily. That's more of just my source of income. My only plan is to become an actress. And when you've only got one plan, you have to put everything into it to make it work. And since quitting my job, I've been able to put more into it because now I don't have to go to a 9-to-5 job. I can stay home and do a few hours of paid animation or video editing work, and then I can spend the rest of the day practicing monologues or filming acting pieces or scenes or learning another accent, things like that. Because there's no plan B or backup plan, you become more accountable for your plan A. That's why number 5 is no backup plan. They're the reasons that I quit my job. I wouldn't have been able to quit my job if I didn't have another source of income. So I don't recommend that people just go out and quit their job because they want to and they hate it. I'm not telling anyone to go out and quit their job at all, because everyone's situation is different and I'm very lucky in the situation that I'm in currently. I have a very supportive group of people around me that if anything happens, I know I can lean on them. But for me, all of the points lined up so that I was able to quit my job and still be stable enough to pursue what I wanted to do and really put my all into everything. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel, comment below, because it really helps me be able to make more videos. If you've got any ideas for any videos that you want to see me do, or if you have any questions that I can answer in another video, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, thanks so much. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. I love Tim Burton. Tim Burton, it has been a dream of mine to be in one of your movies. Well, if I put it out there, maybe it will happen. You never know, someone that knows Tim Burton might see this. No backup plan.